really achieve, then I believe that will be more insightful. And also the weathering of rocks. This is my submission. Another submission is on coming up. They are being developed. So how it is going to impact the hydrology, or vice versa, and how these construction of these dams, these water reservoirs or storage, how it is going to induce or influence or create the new landslide areas. So this is one thing which needs to be further uh, elaborated and exist. Another thing is which earlier professor was presenting on, that is slope instability analysis. Landslide, it further results into, we all know that it is when landslide is happening, and it is resulting into the low landslide or slope. It is also being further getting, is going to relate or impact the or cause further landslides, because if you talk about the rainfall intensity in normal slopes, it could be a certain value which is leading to landslides or slope instability. But once landslide has occurred, so a small amount of rainfall can further trigger a huge landslide. So assessing those parameters or parameterization, which we call in physical sciences, would be very much important. These are the submissions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we have a presentation from Assesment. Hi, everyone. I am Aryan Sahu. I am senior manager journalist. I am working in NSPC. And basically, I am working in 24 project. It's a 120 megawatt project, and it's in South Sikkim. Our span is between 6 and so we do have in our project like 4 to 5 plants which are falling in our project area, and wherein our project comforts may get affected. Those things we go for some kind of mitigating measures and all, and we treat them. Mostly we do it so framework for this treatment of this cycle or kind of realignment of some roads. So those things do not fall in. So this legal framework that can be taken into that can form actually. This is one of my suggestions. Otherwise, things have been done, and as far as such concerned, going to impact this handling of the big reservoirs created because of the dams and all. Sir, for your information, we carry out reservoir retreatment. So in our reservoir area, that we have an environmental impact assessment, and in that we cover everything, like any small kind of star, the existing star, as well as the historic assessment of the United States and other assessment, including what are the future kind of if it's in kind of future landslide and other. So those kind of studies are being done. It is very normal that common thing. Then only our project get kind of clearance from CE and CWC. Because CE is the central electricity authority that makes the final clearance for technical clearance, and finally we get CC, Cabinet Commission Regular Affairs. Then only project gets really awarded for the zero that is starting the construction. So all these activities are comprehensively 22 number of clearances we get from the government. Then only a project gets a not to go ahead with construction activities. So and we not only that, we also assess in the submergence area some kind of villages or yes, project affected families, and also we do make that rehabilitation, and settlement of these people also, so that we try to rehabilitate to a safer place. And other things are normally not taken, but very duly taken care and meticulously being taken care to avoid such kind of incidents. Thank you. Oh, We have the location assessment. Assessment.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ada Lawrence. I am basically working in Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority, and currently Disaster Management Authority, Department of Science and Technology, and SDC, District Development Agency. We are working. We are working on towards designing of early warning system for Glacier Lake Outburst flood and loss simulation, particularly for South Kona and Sakuchu. I have a question for the presentation 5, the online inside decommission map Sikkim, where map presented, I think you have, you were there and you have presented a lot of mooring studies, I believe we've done for Sakuchu and South Kona. So since I think that kind of studies is very helpful for us in determining the early warning system, because as per your mooring strength, we will be designing an early warning system for block and also for the block simulation. So, I have a request if you could share such information with us, then that would be very helpful. Yes, I can write down your email and maybe we'll correspond further.
Yes, very highly correctly, but I think the data expert is to share on the request. Yeah, it's a data, no problem. So just, I'll give you my email.
To add on, I have another point. Nowadays, since last 6 months, people mandated that all the hydro projects should have this early warning system. So gradually things have been done right now, and all the projects they are bound to do it. And for our project, it's just very recently has started since last 4 months. So we are also working on that same. So this is being actually completely done. When I was previously working in China Bay Power Project, so in JNK, so in Jammu and Kashmir, almost all our projects have already installed the early warning system. It covers like automatic weather stations and including them even gas studies also. Because some of the gas studies are being done by the DRD. So we are doing DRD. I don't know about like you people are doing some kind of studies on that. And block studies are very mandatory because these are very basic part of studies that normally we take during our silent teachers. And with the preliminary investigations is being done. And it is being done in-house in our NSDC because we have an R&D department. Okay.
You might be updating your inventory also.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have presentation from Central University.
Hello everyone. Myself, Dr. Ajay Kumar, Professor, Central Agriculture University. And, thank you, Professor Mishra, for having us on this particular event. First of all, I want to thank the team that is given by this Dr. Vasim and the Professor Sen Gupta. So, first of all, I want to tell you that landslides are not a basic subject. But we are concerned about, because particularly talking about myself, I'm working in the groundwater fields, particularly in the springs. So that's why you know that these landslides are ultimately affecting all these spring activities very drastically. So that's why now there is one query from my side. You can say this is kind of assignment to all scientists here, because you know that because our springs are coming up, and all this government of Sikkim and also the government of Uttarakhand, and I don't know what the Himachal government is doing or not, they are making these staggered springs for the groundwater recharge. Okay, but now what there is a problematic question that is arising to my mind, because what they have shown that the water only in the surface ocean is triggering the landslide. If this is true, then whatever these activities are performed by the Sikkim government and the government of Uttarakhand is basically we are not triggering the landslide wherever these landslides are not there actually. Because this is the point of research at this particular stage. What I think so. Because from the last, from 96 onwards, I am working in the groundwater field and specifically from 2006 onwards, I started working in the springs. So that's why now this is a problematic question because in our, there is one area near to Haridwar, there's one university center was here, and we have performed our recharging project there. We have made a large size of this trenches there, and ultimately we made the recharge in the region. But if you are considering that all these studies are completely true, then we are making a wrong step there. So that's why I thought that there should be a particular research that is required specifically because our field is basically soil and water conservation, not necessarily the landslides. So that's why this was my query. If anyone can answer right now, otherwise there is this is a topic of research.
Actually, I think they all hear it properly, but referring to Mr. Rajesh of Jimpa, I can tell you that in this particular project, we were not doing a whole lot of groundwater modeling, right? But you saw, I did groundwater modeling, right? Because it does affect. So whatever, like Dr. Martin showed, like when water is sitting out of the slope, we model that. Because that is a data. But at Landapura, we did a very detailed groundwater modeling, very groundwater research we do with VLF. We have this VLF equipment, which we can carry on our back. So it works with sonar. And basically it picks up the sonar and it tells you where maybe the groundwater is. And eventually it can also tell you where the fault is. Because groundwater and fault, they go together. And I would say if you are interested, you can look at the journal of landslides. We have published that kind of matter. And unfortunately, it is not always possible to do all those things, right? But we try to do it. No, because I do acknowledge groundwater is a very important component in landslide study. Right? If you don't model it, you are not modeling it. Right? Like
one more question from users. In your presentation, you have shown results that you have shown that after the 72 hours of rainfall, and there will be 1,000 something that landslide index was, but whatever you say. That was the first, but in the last one, you have said that this is very low intensity. Then definitely it is around 900, almost equivalent results are there. That is actually also, I need that. If that is actually a paper that is published,
I need that we have not published that. We are going to publish that. Because what happened is that in our model, which I have not really discussed, what model we are using, right? I just said discretely, but that doesn't mean anything, right? We have been using soil water characteristic curve. There is something called soil water characteristic curve that takes you, basically our model is non-saturated, right? So when the groundwater fluctuates, so above the groundwater, the soil remains unsaturated, so that there will be a suction force that is normally, right? And now the only problem that we have here is that we are yet to test the actual soil. So we have used basically the data from Antapula here. No, because we didn't test so far this CJ or Chalmai soils, right? But we have those soils with us. We are going to do that because this is not the end of it. This is never well. Yes. Right? It opens up some. It gives us some food of thought, food for thought. No, like what we could see, what we can further do. And we will do that for sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Rajesh, you would like to comment?
I think same group has covered as have explained.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we have some representative from BSc section. Yes.
Good afternoon. Myself, I'm Dr. Samit Chetri and I'm representing our BSc. And I just wanted to add this one point, one mitigation program. Can we have gentrification report? For instance, if somebody has landslide is usually offered within this human settlement only. Also, if sorry, pardon, which landslide? Family location, and most of this settlement got larger concentration of women. And if in case a larger landslide occurs, and then displacement is occurred. So how can we deal with that? If this mitigation program is been incorporated in this session, it will be better after any landslide occurrences occur. That's my point. And second, I just wanted to make a appreciation to Dr. Bena for her presentation on air loss. It was very nicely and addressed the issue. Thank you. Dr. Bena, would you like to comment?
Understand that landslide is caused by n number of factors. Think of any factor that destabilizes the slope, whether it is increase of temperature or increase of rainfall. But we should think that the data we can think of, we have taken 15 conditioning factors of landslide, and accordingly we have prepared landslide. But I think if we have data about intensity of rainfall, duration of rainfall, slope range, I think that can be included in landslide. Yes, I agree. Thank you.
I think you were asking about if the whole landslide occurs. Was that the question? Yeah, but just a comment that this we have noticed that almost the whole state of Sikkim has been moving. I mean, there is a subsidence almost everywhere. And as you saw in the INSAR, that there is some places there is more information, some places there is less information. So I think one of the slides was living with landslides. So one just has to live with those landslides. So the only thing is that one has to be prepared so that in case the information increases in some areas, one has to be prepared that that you cannot live there for a long time, and also that no new construction should be allowed, especially in those areas. And then again, one of the slides it was shown that the hotel was being constructed exactly in that area which was moving very rapidly from the inside. We noticed that in 2019. And that's why we were interested in going to that area tomorrow just to have a look at that. We're not sure that we will be able to go or not, but this is very important, And the landslide in Sikkim cannot be stopped by anyone. The only thing you can delay, you can some of the effects like I showed mitigation measures where you can delay. The roads will keep on subsiding. You have to realign them, but to stop these natural processes, it's almost impossible. So I think the Sikkimese people or the people living here are more or less gotten used to living with that. Thank you.
Now we have the ability to do also several things.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I am thankful to you for inviting us on this great occasion. As far as concerned, we are saying that the use of infra and other technology to predict, to monitor, and to have an opportunity to delay such consequences of such a vulnerable activity in this social aspect. Regarding the Ganto and with concern of the Geological Survey of India, as you know, we have taken 2 years back one project in Tathanchal area, and we have seen one slide, I think, one presentation also.
that Chiang Mai, Pathanchen and nearby area has been covered during INSA study. So I would like to ask one question here, whether it is available or not. We are doing one side some site-specific investigations like Pathanchen, Chiang Mai. Though Pathanchen has a great distribution since 1970, along with the Chiang Mai same. Uh, if you have any other data, other than INSA is giving present status and it's giving idea about future also. But any particularly investigations have been carried out by your organization or any other organization in such specific, site-specific, like Chiang Mai or any Pathanchen area, so that we can collaborate with, we can integrate the data from our side and the other data which is available particularly at a site specific location. So if it is available, that will definitely help us. And regarding tomorrow's visit, as we have discussed, Mishra sir and other personnel and all, we have visited just 1 hour ago to the site. It was okay. We have decided we will definitely go tomorrow, but we have to wait till morning. If it is there will be no rain, we can speak and assist.
Yeah, so kind of the project required a lot of data, and this data can be applied in a large amount of different studies. And most of this data kind of are free acquired from us, and we share that free. There are some few data, for example, the Bialis sunlight data, where there are kind of blockage on it because kind of we got them for special prices. Which are bound to the institution which bought them. So kind of those kind of data we can't share. But INSA data in particular is something we can easily share. And we have this service in Norway open for the public. But we have a lot of support mechanisms there. These support mechanisms we can't offer here in India. So therefore, the way to share would be that you contact us and then we share, because we do not want to make them publicly available, and people from the press who don't understand this data get them in hand and suddenly like, oh, there's a big problem, and at the end there is no problem. So kind of, we want that people with knowledge use this data, and we do not want to make them freely available. But by contacting us, we can share this data.
Actually, the currency data is used to make censorship. Right. I think I covered all the department who have participated. Thank you very much for participating in this here and being able to put in inputs, and in future definitely we're going to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sir. Now, for the last, we have concluding remarks from Professor Sen Gupta and Dr. Harman. So I request both of you to please give the concluding remarks.
I'd like to thank all the participants from government organizations, from PSI, from GB Park Institute, and all the students of Sikkim University. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. It would be like an empty roof. So I do appreciate your time. And moving on, I'd like to thank our special guests in the morning, Dr. Avinash Thare, the VC of Sikkim University, for spending his time here with us. Dr. Kalachan Swain, Director Badia, he's still here. He's still listening to us. Thank you, sir, for your time. Dr. Man Singh Sidhu, Science Counselor of Norway, for his gracious presence. We really appreciate you have given us a lot of encouragement to go ahead. I'd like to thank our Norway team and Dr. Reginald Harmans, obviously, Dr. Jose Pugaro, okay. Then Dr. Lina Christensen, and then Ivan Atten, and then John Dells, for his amazing presentations on INSAR and all those. Dr. Vasim of these are from NGU, and then Dr. Vasim, Rajendra Vasim from Norway Geotechnical Institute. Right. So thank you all for us, and I would also appreciate Dr. Vikram Gupta of Wadia Institute and his team because they have been also working. I also thank my students who are not present here, but they do put up. I myself don't put up anything much. They do the work. I only present them from time to time. So the students are the main people. So a few days ago, somebody came to my institute, to my office, and said, "I want to do an audit of your asset." So I said, "What asset?" They said, "No, you don't understand what asset is." They said, "No, how many computers you have, how many machines you have, no, and all those things." I said, "Those are not assets. No, those are like used cars. No, once you buy the car, it's all depreciated immediately, right? Once it comes out of the workshop, it's gone, right? Those are not assets. Our main assets are our schools, right? So they do not appreciate, they do not depreciate at all. No, they only appreciate, right? So I thank all the students who are here from different universities, from Wadia, from Sikkim University, from other places. I really appreciate for you to come here. Last but not least, I want to thank Professor A.K. Mishra and Mishra of Sikkim University for organizing this conference. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. No? And you have organized it very nicely for us. Thank you very much.
So what we saw today is kind of that Sikkim is one of the places probably on Earth which is most exposed to landslides, and there are a lot of different types of landslides. And these landslides, they occur for thousands of years. They are nothing new. Settlement is newer than the landslides are. And landslide work has been done much prior to our project. And there was the Wadia Institute for Himalayan Geology has been working here. Sam Gupta has been working here for several decades. But also the Geological Survey has been working for a long time on landslides. The University of Sikkim has been working on landslide, and kind of IIT and Wadia brought us in 2017. So we could go a few steps with you. We could learn with you, and we could push the ball a bit ahead. Kind of landslides will also occur in future. And we haven't solved the problem. And when we started, we knew we will not solve the problem. But I hope that our project gave a small contribution to a better understanding, which helps maybe to better live with the landslide risk, which is living Sikkim. And kind of then I want to come back to the words of Dr. Sain in the morning, and we have to think in the future. We have to think how we can get ahead. And I think we learned in this project, this collaboration of the family partners. This is a very good way to get ahead. As a single institute, we don't advance as easily as we advance when we work together. And kind of, I will encourage you for future collaborations. These collaborations do not need to be international. There can be national collaborations. National collaborations that are extremely valuable. We have a very strong collaboration with NBE. And only through this very intense collaboration we can get ahead. And we work together. And this working together seems to be very, very important for me. This data sharing. So kind of one gets the data, he shares the data with the other, so that the other can learn together from the same data. And certainly there are always possibilities for international collaborations. They come up with different opportunities. And I would suggest, especially to all the youngest here, if you have the chance to get into an international collaboration, grab the chance and go on it, and you will learn. And this years, it will be intensive years, how these years for us were intensive years, working in Sikkim, but kind of the learning curve in such international projects are extreme. So kind of if you ever have the opportunity that someone say, come to England and learn stuff, take it and go. So kind of we are also all open for future exchange, but certainly kind of there are limited possibilities. We heard in the morning that there are possibilities, and kind of if new ideas or proposals will come up and there are the correct calls, we certainly we are available and we are interested to deepen this work we have done a bit. Then I come also to my thanks, and first of all I want to thank the financing institutions because kind of they made it feasible that we could come here. This is the Norwegian Science Foundation, and this is MOES, the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Without their financial support, all this work would not have been possible. And it was also extremely important that they prolonged this financiation over the crisis of COVID. Without that, we would have kind of ended in nothing, in the open space. And it was good that we could kind of extend and come here and present our data to you. Then thanks to University of Sikkim, so kind of a lot of people came to me today and said, it's a wonderful meeting you have organized it so well. I haven't organized anything. I made my talks and I made some emails before, but the University of Sikkim did all this organization with Professor Mishra. It was very nice I met you yesterday the first time. It was very nice to meet you, and I hope we will have a lot of other possibilities in future to work together. Then I want to thank all the other institutions which came here, which contributed to the discussion. This is extremely valuable for us, kind of we learn from these questions. They make us rethink our work and kind of how can we improve. I thank the students which kind of gave their attention to us. I thank the special guests from the morning, Dr. Simon, who's still with us, Dr. Sidhu, who gave a talk about the possibilities of future collaboration, and Professor Kade, who kind of opened this meeting. I will also thank to our kind of collaborators, Vikram, Rajinder, and Sengupta. Kind of you, in 5 years, you do not become colleagues only, you become friends. So thanks for the friendship you showed us in the last 5 years. And at last, I want to thank my colleagues, because I was sometimes very depressed in this project, and I heard the students fall off, the PhD students, the crisis, we couldn't travel. And I said, no, how can we bring this to an end? How is this so complicated? I managed a lot of projects, but like this project had more challenges than other projects. And kind of my colleagues supported me, and sometimes they came nearly crying to their office and said, hey, like, you make it go. And they were right, and they supported me. So thanks, Ivana, through having 2 kids in the time of this project period, to support it with a lot of publications. Thanks for that. Thanks, John, for pushing this INSA ahead. I don't see you now, John. Oh, okay. John established INSA in Norway, and this is an important step ahead for entire Norway, for the work, and kind of pushing this into a new country, into a new environment is important. And this is somewhere where we really want to share the data with you so that you can take benefit of this 5 years of work which we accumulated. Thanks, Hossein, to come here. We have another colleague who has worked a lot here, Andre Morgan, who has left the NGO a few months ago. So thanks to him. And thanks also to Lene, kind of with whom we have a very good collaboration with NVE. So thank you all for coming here. And I think we say namaste in here. So namaste to all of you, and hope we see in other opportunities again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sengupta and Dr. Hermans. And with this, we will end today's session for Indo Norwegian workshop on landslide hazard assessment in Sikkim Himalaya. But now the important part is we have to do a group photo session. So all of you are requested to come in front so that we can have a group photo session.